Alright, so today we're working on a Hyundai Santa Fe 2006. This is a 2.7 liter. It's my buddy's, Justin. Hello. So, he's had a lot of issues with this. We've had brake pad issues and all kinds of other stuff, but we had some belt issues. He turned on the air conditioner and the belt would freeze and it starts spinning and burning all kinds of bad stuff. You could see chunks of rubber everywhere. So he needed a new balancer. Well, I hit the thing with a hammer a couple times just because I needed to figure out how to get the thing off, and well, look at that. She came right off. Oh, God. Gotta love that shit.
Gross.
Ugh. And yeah, she was eating into the timing cover a bit. It was actually stopped. It stopped on the bolt, so the bolt is what was holding it from wearing deeper into the engine. You can also see the belt where it started to eat into that. So yeah, if you really wanted to, a new timing cover might be a thing. Alright, let's see if the rest of this comes off. It actually moves, so that's cool. I'll get back to you. Okay, got her out. That was rather easy. The trick was actually pulling it from the top. So we had the hammer up in here and just gently against the case like that, and then working our way around. You grab both hands and pull, and it should come off. And you'll know, as long as it's not stuck on here. If you don't see if the inside is stuck to the outside, don't pull too hard, because then you're gonna pull this whole thing out with the timing belt, so you don't want to do that. But she came out. Cool. Now we can put the new one on. We didn't even need a puller. This is awesome. Thank you, Hyundai. Okay, so new balancer's on. Tighten the bolt. I have no idea the torque spec, so I just tightened her down to about 80 foot-pounds. Got a new belt on there. New tensioner. That tensioner was a bitch to put in, but hey, she runs fine now. That was easy. The new this new guy, you literally just push it on, make sure that the keyhole lines up, and you're good. So, all right, not bad at all. So, that's how you work on one of them. Hyundai. Okay, we also had complaints of an ABS light coming on and stuttering brakes. So that is a tone ring issue. And if we come over to our driver's side front tire, if we look over here, you can actually see that ring is cracked right in two. So that's our issue. So we'll have to pull that axle out, put a new ring on there. Should be good as new. Sweet! Oh, what a junk box this thing is. Okay, so it's finally time to get around to that ABS ring. So let's see how hard of a job this is. I'm going to take this cotter pin out, take the nut off. There's a washer back there. Hopefully I can just take these two nuts off, tilt the whole assembly forward, and then we can get to our prize. See how this goes. Okay, this guy's going to be a 32. I only had a 33, but, you know, if you hold it just right, you can get it to work or jam some metal in there. So, that's out. We're going to have a ring back there as well. So you're going to have to just wiggle that out. If you got a magnet, it'll come right off. It's not under any pressure. Okay, cool. So now we're going to get some PB in there and see if that don't come out. We're probably going to have to put the nut on backwards like this and hammer on it just to free it up. Yeah, that actually wasn't that bad at all. I had this threaded down all the way and just beat it with a sledge like maybe 2 or 3 times with some PB. She broke free real easy, so that's cool. So next we're going to try and take these off and see if we can't get some movement. When faced with an issue where you're having a bolt that you can't loosen up, like this, I can pull pretty hard but can't loosen it. What we can try to do to break it free is actually tighten it just a bit, and sometimes that'll free it up without breaking it. So we'll tighten it. And I'm going to need 2 hands for this, but if you can get it to turn a little bit one direction, then it'll back off a lot easier. And there we go. Now, in a bit, that back bolt is going to start spinning, so we might have to put a 17 on it. But we'll take this out, make sure we don't get caught up on this brake line. Alright, this actually came out relatively easy. I just needed to tug on it once or twice and it came right out. Now, if you notice, hard part's already done. The ring already fell off. So, let's see how far we gotta go to tap this in. Probably going to need a socket extension to get it the rest of the way, but we'll just wrestle this out and see if we can't remove the shaft. Okay, make sure to take off this this brake line clip right here, I just spun it with a flathead and hammered it out. Because when this thing drops, it actually drops pretty far. So we should have all the room that we need now. We can push the strut tower out of the way, and we should be able to pull this out relatively easy, but again, 2 hands. Okay, cool. There we go. Our shaft is free-ish. It's still going to be stuck in the transmission, but I don't know. I'll have to clean this up. Here's the ring. So there's our prize. That's our issue right there. See that crack? Pretty good one. Yeah, she's flacked. So we'll clean this up, see if we can't put a new ring on. It'd be great if I could just hammer it on and call it a day. We might have to heat it up in an oven first. Okay, I had a hell of a time trying to get the thing to just come out with a pry bar, so I just put my gloves on and gave it a good yank, and it actually came right out. Get yourself a paper towel or something to clog up that hole, because you are going to lose a little bit of fluid. So, now that this surface is out, we can clean it up real good and see what we can't do to get that ring on. Here's a new one, by the way. Got this from Dorman. I think it was $6. So, new ring. Okay, so I tried to clean up the material a little bit. It would have been nice to have some sandpaper on me. That's the only thing I didn't remember to bring. But, yeah, I'll try to make sure this surface is nice and clean. Now, obviously, this isn't just going to slide on. This is going to take some pressure. And this is where heating it up usually helps a lot. I don't know if I'll have to do this at home with a vise. But, yeah, it's going to be a press fit, that's for sure. So we're going to have to find a way to hold this and beat the ring on, and it's going to be hot, so. Okay, so after giving it a couple good smacks with the hammer, you can see there was some chips coming off. A lot of rust and chunks. So, I guess we'll have to make sure that those are off first before we put this in. Alright, so we'll see if this doesn't work. See if we don't get it nice and warm. Don't forget the pliers. Oh, just missed it. So we just had some slight decoloration, turned a darker color. So I think we're getting into the hot territory. I don't think this will get it all the way up to blue, but probably doesn't need to be that hot. Just enough to try to help us out. Wow, that's amazing. I literally just set it on there and tapped it a little bit, and it went right on. See if I can't hammer that down just a little bit farther with my drift set. Alright, so within a matter of a minute or two, it's already cooled down, but I got it about the same amount all the way around. The other part is like, I'm not sure if it's raised or if it has to go farther back. I'd hope not. It'd be a pain in the ass to get it on there. You know, I'll have to look at the other one and see, but she's on there, so that's cool. Okay, so if we come over to the passenger side, we can see it's not pushed all the way down onto that boot. So we should be good. Alright. Well, let's make sure she's cleaned up, slide her back in. Alright, hammer it back in, then we can put it all together. Okay, so you're going to want to jack up this lower arm thing in order to be able to actually pick this up and do all the work you need to do, because this spins around and moves, and this is a pain in the ass to hold, and getting that bolt in there ain't easy. So use a jack to hold it up, get the bottom in first, and then we'll tilt the top in. Okay, make sure they're snug, nice and tight. And then we can just pop this guy in there. So this holds the ABS wire in place. And then this guy comes up. You can't slide it in. You have to go through the hole, not sideways. And then we can just hammer that little clip back on. This goofy little bastard. So beat him on real easy. And if you have to, you can put it on at an angle and then turn it. Okay. She's snug as a bug. Alright, and now if we come down here, we can see that sensor sticks out pretty far, so we don't want to see it super far. So hopefully we're good where we're at. I'd be a little upset if we pushed it on too far, but I doubt it. Looks pretty good, I guess. I have to compare with the other side to make sure. So, final step. Safety ring. Big old nut. And run that down. I don't know what kind of foot-pound she requires, but it's probably a metric fuck-ton. Maybe a fuck-ton and a half. Okay, so I just put this giant jack handle underneath my breaker bar and tightened her down until I felt like it was decently tight, but I wasn't breaking anything. So now I can take a cotter pin. Luckily it lines up perfectly. Hammer that back in. Turn that sideways. Fold it down and put the tire on. It should be good. That actually wasn't that bad. Alright, cotter pin was bent back the way it was. That should hold nicely. So we're done. Cool. I'm not gonna lie, even though this car falls apart, at least it's easy to work on. That's all we really care about. Okay, battery was flat, so see what happens. Hello, light. Yeah, it's gonna have to charge for a little longer. Okay, so I just let it sit for a couple more minutes and it started right up just fine. So I drove it around the block and, you know, it works really good. Brakes work, they don't lock up anymore, it drives pretty smooth, the belt's nice. So I think that's a job well done. So now Justin should have a safe car again so he can get to work and whatnot. So hope that helps him out and maybe it helped you out. Sorry it wasn't exactly Jeep related, but it's about all I have right now. So until next time, see ya.